Year 10, last lesson this week on simultaneous equations. Let's take a look at simultaneous equations in context, meaning they're going to be worded questions. You now have the extra element of creating the equations yourself before you can solve. Let's take a look. Okay, find two numbers with a sum of 15 and a difference of 2. Okay, so find the sum of two numbers is 15. Let's make that equation number 1. So equation number 1 would be sum is addition, so x plus y equals 15. And the difference of 2, okay, so that means x minus y, difference would be 2. Okay, so we have our equations. Now you need to determine what's the easiest way to approach this. Do you want to eliminate or do you want to substitute? I'm noticing these have the same coefficients here and they're different signs, so I could add. Another approach could be these both have a positive 1 in the front of the x terms, so you could do same side subtract. Choice is yours. I like addition because I find it easier, so let's do that. 1 plus 1 is 2x. Y's cancel. 15 plus 2 is 17. Divide that by 2. That's not nice. 17 over 2. Let's think. 16 divided by 2 would be 8, right? So this would be 8.5 is the first number. Not fun. It's okay though. Right, let's substitute in. So let's go to the first equation. Doesn't matter. 8.5 plus something is 15. So we take that 8.5 away from both sides. We've got y isolated. All right, let's think if that was just an 8, it would be what? 7, right? Because 8 plus 8 is 16, so 7 would be 15. But now it's a 0.5, so 7, so it'd be 6.5. All right, let's double check this. If I add 6.5 plus 8.5, do I get 15? I do. And then if I were to do 8.5 minus 6.5, I get a difference of 2. I've done it. So those are the two missing numbers. Can you please try and do a similar approach with these two? Okay, let's take a look. How do we do? So sum of 4.5. Equation 1, x plus y equals 4.5. Equation 2, difference. So we take them away from each other and you get 10.5. I'm going to choose addition again. So I get 2x equals, y's cancel, which is great. I end up getting 15 because that would become a whole 1. 4 plus 1 is 5. Divide that by 2. We get 15 over 2. 14 divided by 2 is 7, so this is equivalent to 7.5 for the first number. Coming back up here, we end up getting 7.5 plus something is 4.5. So I'm already noticing this must be a negative number since we decrease when we add. So let's take that 7.5 away. We end up getting y is negative 3. Okay, let's double check it. So 7.5 plus negative 3 is 4.5, which is correct. Cool. 7.5 minus negative 3 would become addition to get 10.5. We've done it. So hopefully that's what you got. If not, pause and correct. Okay, here's the last one we're going to do together. So if I have 2 coffees and 3 cakes that cost £15.50, and I have 4 coffees and 1 cake that costs £13.50, find the separate cost of a coffee and a cake. Okay, usually what I like to do is use a variable that represents that item. So what I mean by that is I would use a C to represent coffee, but in this case, they're both C's. So that actually does not help me at all, does it? So let's make coffee. Let's keep this really consistent here. So always identify your variables first. So I'm going to make X represent coffee and Y will represent cake. So always identify your variables. When you come back, you'll remember which one's which. Okay. Equation 1. Equation 2. Now I'm going to use elimination here because I'm noticing if I multiply all this by 3, I can then subtract. So this is how I'm going to approach this. Times by 3 and times by 3. So I'm going to copy the first one again. This becomes 12x plus 3y. Beautiful, look at that. Equals, okay, let's just do this. 1350. Let's just use my calculator, my handy dandy calculator. That gets me 40 pounds and 50 pence. All right, here we go. Let's subtract. Now, what I'm noticing is all the values in the second equation are actually larger, obviously minus the y's. So I'm actually going to watch. I'm going to rewrite this and below it. So I'm dealing with positive numbers. Okay, that's going to be a way better subtraction, so nicer differences. Okay, I get 10x. Y's cancel. All right, let's see. 40.5 minus 15.5, 25. So when we divide by 10, I get x is 2.5, or in this case, because it's money, £2.50. What was x? X was coffee. So I know that a coffee, say this is my answer line here, one coffee is £2.50. That's pretty cheap. So clearly this wasn't in Brighton, was it? All right, let's go to the y's. So let's substitute that in. Again, it does not matter. I'm just going to pick this second one here. So 4 times £2.50 plus 1 cake is £13.50. All right, so 2.5 times 2. Oh, this is good practice, ready? 2.5 times 2 is 5. And if you double that, you get 10. So that means that 2.5 times 4 is 10. Hopefully that makes a little bit of logical sense to you. Okay, take 10 away. We get y is 3.5, which means £3.50. So a cake is £3.50. We've done it. Go us. All right, here is your last question. Can you please try and find me 1 coffee and 1 cake in this scenario, and then log on to Firefly. Make sure you select your answer choice before going to Haggerty. Let's see if you got it.